We all compare ourselves to others, right? How tall we are, how handsome we are, how athletic we are. And of course, there's the big one. How big our endowment is. The good news here is that the Federal Reserve regularly publishes a survey of consumer finances, which breaks down the average net worth by age group, and this is what we're looking at today, to see just how well we measure up. Before we look at the numbers, to see if you're packing more than average, we'll briefly look at the calculation of net worth. At its simplest, we take all the assets we own, such as cash, stock market investments, crypto, property, pension savings, and anything else of any material value to work out our gross worth. From this, we subtract all of our liabilities, such as debt, student loans, credit card balances, mortgages, and any other such obligations. The resulting number is our net worth, and it is hopefully a positive number. As an example, if you have total assets of $50,000 but liabilities of $60,000, then you have a negative net worth of $10,000. And I'm sorry, but you just don't measure up to the average. Conversely, if you have total assets of $50,000 and liabilities of only $20,000, then you have a net worth of $30,000. And hopefully the size of your endowment is only going to grow over time. Anyway, let's get to it. How do we all measure up against the average? The Fed data provides the mean and median averages. And for our video today, we're focusing on the median average. I'll explain why that is later. So, if you're under 20 years of age, the median average net worth is effectively zero. The people in this age demographic haven't yet started earning a full-time salary, may well have student loans and small amounts of credit card or auto debt, which is balanced out by the material assets they have accumulated. If you're aged under 20 and you have a positive net worth, congratulations. You're ahead of the pack, and if you keep it up, you should be able to retire a millionaire. Next, we look at the demographic of 20 to 34-year-olds. Here, the average net worth is $39,000. It's not a startling high figure. By this time in life, people are earning money and paying down any student loans. However, this seems to be partly offset by having to pay for their own housing costs, plus the drag of any lifestyle creep that has set in. Then we venture into millennial territory with the 35 to 44-year-olds. The average net worth has now started to snowball and stands at an impressive $135,000. In this demographic, people have more established careers, are generally in stable relationships, and so can split the bills and have accumulated more property wealth and savings in retirement accounts. Now we move firmly into Gen X territory, with those aged 45 to 54 years. Despite the protestations that it is the boomers who are hogging all the wealth, we again see a big increase in average net worth to $247,000. The home equity and gold-plated pensions are really helping out this generation. And now we venture into boomer territory with the 55 to 64-year category. You probably won't be surprised that we see another huge increase in average net worth, which stands at $364,000. It turns out that being able to buy a large house for only 3 times the average salary, having a final salary pension, and enough surplus cash each month to afford a dozen rental properties has really helped the boomers to accumulate a median average net worth in excess of $250,000 each. And when we move to the elder boomers, those in the 65 to 74 years category, the average net worth again increases to $410,000. The final demographic is for those aged 75 years and older. The interesting thing here is that the average net worth actually falls to $335,000. This fall is a result of retirement, where these people are no longer earning a regular income and also have increased medical and care bills eating into their savings. As I mentioned, we use the median net worth figures, and this is because they are less likely to be skewed by the super wealthy or the super poor who were in the sample. The mean average gives a completely different picture of where you should be. As an example, if we took a sample of 2 people, you and Elon Musk, the average net worth would be approximately $150 billion. But I'm guessing you don't actually have $150 billion. Not yet anyway. Now, if we inlay the mean average net worth to our table, we can see the distortion created by the super wealthy. The mean average for those aged 34 and under increases to $183,000. For the 35 to 44 years category, it increases to $548,000. The 45 to 54 year category is up to $971,000. And again firmly in boomer territory for the 55 to 64 year olds, we have a mean average net worth of $1.6 million. The 65 to 74 year olds increase their average wealth to $1.8 million. And our retirees aged 75 years and older move to $1.6 million. So, how do you measure up against the average? If you're able to match or exceed the median net worth, you're doing great. If you continue on this path, you're heading for financial independence and $1 million stack. If you're keeping pace with the mean average, then you're already balling, and probably shouldn't be wasting your time watching YouTube. Those Lamborghinis won't race themselves. However, if you're not yet keeping pace with the median net worth, it may be an opportune time to check your assets and liabilities, your earnings and expenditure, to see how you can best divert more of your resources to the asset column than to liabilities. Well, that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed the video and it provided some useful insights. Thank you for watching, and I hope you'll join me next time.